I'm going to do a twice-baked souffle, Gruyere souffle, so very, very French.
So Gruyere cheese, nice strong cheese.
Beautiful. We're going to finish it off with a Gruyere and cream sauce and a lovely hazelnut salad on top.
OK, sounds good. Fantastic. We're going to crack on. George,
I'll
you
leave
can
you
have a break.
to it. I'm going to come back and try some cheesy goodness.
Right. Lucas.
So first thing we need to do is get the bechamel on.
Okay, bechamel being a white sauce.
Yep.
So the white sauce is the basis for the souffle, yeah?
Yes, it is.
And this is a pudding souffle.
It is.
A pudding souffle is actually twice baked, so it's twice cooked. And the reason it'll come back up is the fact that it's slightly heavier. You know, the batter or the base is slightly heavier. So the bechamel, that's the base.
That's the base, and
Okay,
we're going to
off you
flavour
go.
it with some shallots and thyme. Do a little bit of butter in the pan. Put the rest of the butter in here, which is about 35 grams.
Okay.
And I put that in with the flour.
35 grams of butter and about the same of flour for your base.
Put a little bit of oil in there as well, just to wet it. So what we're doing here is we're putting the butter and the flour together, make a white roux.
Yep. And what we're looking for when you make a white roux is you're looking for that little white taint on the flour. So if you flip a little bit over, you can just see that.
Yep, there we go.
See, you can see that little white taint? That's what you're looking for, and that's telling you that it's starting to cook the flour out, starting to change in character. So that looks perfect, yeah?
It's ready to go.
That's great.
So we're going to grab some milk. And I've got 300 mils. I'm going to put 250 in.
OK. So you mix that off the heat?
I do, just so it doesn't keep cooking and so I can get the texture right.
Right, OK. And the texture being nice and smooth and creamy in consistency. And those shallots, you're just going to cook until they're translucent, which they're
getting
now.
close to it.
So a little bit see-through. So we'll just take those off?
Yep. Just a little bit at a time with this until it starts to become a sauce.
Basically, you're beating out the lumps. Right, so you put that back on the heat now?
Yep.
You've got about 50 mils left.
I'd say we're going to need that.
Margin.
I actually like to use a...
Are you using a spoon now?
Yep, just at the end.
OK. Yeah, you can see it thickening up. Lovely.
We've got
in goes the cheese.
45 grams of cheese.
45 grams of Gruyere cheese, which you've grated.
Yep.
And you stir to incorporate, I presume?
Yes, basically just dissolves into it. Gives it a lovely, cheesy flavour.
So this is the shallots and the thyme.
Yep.
Now we need to blend that, do we?
Yes.
Until it's smooth?
Yes.
So do you want to put a bit of oil in there, or one of the egg yolks, or the egg yolks?
Yeah, we'll put an egg yolk in there, just to help it blend.
Spin. OK.
We'll go from there.
Now, this shallot and yolk mixture goes in?
Yes, it does.
All of that?
Yeah, put it all in. And at this point, too, we can put a bit of the other egg yolk in, yes?
Yeah, which is this one.
Adds creaminess.
And then what that does is enrichen the mixture.
So we just grate a little bit of nutmeg in there, and we season as well.
So a bit of salt. How's that taste? How's it good? Is it good?
It's good.
What does it taste of?
Well, you've got lovely thyme and cheese, mainly, and with very velvety kind of sauce to go with it.
Good
Nice.
gutsy sauce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, let's bung that in there. And you're going to cool that down now, just a little bit, because now you need to add the egg whites. Is that right?
Yes. We've got 3 egg whites. We just put into a bowl.
OK. Pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt.
Yep.
Does go well, because we love our salt.
The other thing that salt does is it helps stabilise the proteins in the egg white. So we use sugar or salt or cream of tartar. They all do pretty much the same thing. So off you go. Whisk away. Notice as well that you've got some buttered moulds for the souffle. And it's important that you butter these moulds well, because obviously if you don't, it doesn't allow the souffle to rise inside the mould. What else goes in there? Because you've got something else in there.
Flour.
Dust a little bit of flour.
Which helps it lubricate it. This isn't far away, actually.
OK.
What do you think?
Soft peak we're looking for on the egg whites.
It's
beautiful.
It's perfect. Put a third in.
Third in, mix it into a batter. Yep. The general rule of thumb is incorporate this first third in any way you can, but it doesn't really matter. It's softening the batter to take the next 2/3, which should be folded in really, really gently.
Yep.
So let's make sure we get all of that egg white in there. Right, so I'm folding this in, and you can see what I'm doing is I turn the bowl, and I go round from sort of 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then I lift, and I tip the mixture over onto itself, right? And every so often you can have a little bit of a stir around to incorporate. It's quite a thick mixture or batter, that bechamel. Happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Right. So we're going to put these into the moulds?
Yes.
All right. Off you go.
And with 2/3.
So 2/3 full allows the mixture to rise.
We just
Beautiful. And you're being careful not to splash that on the sides.
Yeah, you don't
Why
want
is that?
Well, if it catches on the sides, it'll stop it rising.
Right. And you'll find that if you're cooking your souffle a little bit's caught here, it'll rise this way because it's holding the souffle here and it can only go one way and it's expand, and so it flips over. So what are you tapping that for?
To get all air pockets out, because
Right.
if you get little air pockets, one will rise, one won't.
Okay. So these go in the oven like that, do they?
No. We put a little bain-marie.
A bain-marie.
Yes.
Which is a water bath.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to put hot water in there?
I am.
All right. And the reason we do that, what's that, Lucas?
It just controls the heat.
Okay. So that goes in the oven?
Yeah, for around 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
At
What temperature is that?
160 we put it in.
Off you go.
From there, we take them out and we cool them in the fridge.
Okay, lovely, great. So Lucas's twice baked soufflés have baked their first time. They've been in the oven for 20 minutes. We've taken them out and we've popped them in the fridge to cool down. So we're ready for the next phase, which is the second baking.
Yep. Look at that.
So what do we cool these down?
It's easy to manage, basically. And also, we put cheese back on top.
Right, so are you turning it out onto the greaseproof here? Is that what you're doing?
Upside down. So they should just pop, just like so.
What you find is when you've got something in a mould like that, rather than putting a knife in, if you just tease it from around the outside, it's basically the air that's sucking it to the bottom there. So you then shake it and it'll pop out.
Perfect.
And these are quite dense.
They are.
You think, is that going to go back up? Is that going to rise again?
Yes, it
But
is.
basically, when you bake it, it's going to go nice and crisp and fluffy,
Absolutely.
light. Okay, show us what to do next.
We put the cheese on top of the
Okay.
souffle.
So more Gruyere.
More Gruyere. This will give it a lovely little
So you're just
crust.
baking them like that. They go straight into the oven.
Absolutely.
Like that. Okay, fantastic. No cream, no nothing on that.
nothing.
All right. Pop it in the oven. What temperature is the oven?
180.
180? How long?
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Come on then, let's rock on.
While we're doing that, we're going to make the sauce. Which
How do we
is
do that?
Really simple. It's just 2 parts milk to
Yep.
Gruyere.
So 75 mils of milk and 35 grams of Gruyere cheese. Up to the boil or
I'll just look to where
just to
it
warm?
blends. Just to
Season that as well?
Yes.
Vinaigrette next, now that your cheese sauce is done for the twice baked cheese souffle.
Yep.
Right. Whisk, bowl.
Yeah.
What have you got here?
Basic French vinaigrette. We're going to have a teaspoon of Dijon mustard.
Yep. How much of the vinegar?
About a tablespoon. And basically 3-4 parts oil to that, so 4 tablespoons.
So 1 part vinegar, 4 parts oil.
A little bit of pepper and salt.
This is a simple French vinaigrette to go with the salad that
Yep.
you're going to make from these little celery shoots and mustard leaves, yeah?
Yep.
So you whisk it in so it's emulsified?
Yep.
That's great.
There we go.
Does that look good to you?
Yeah, it
Looks the
looks good
same
to me.
as Manu's?
Yeah.
What next?
Well, we basically just cut some of these off.
How would you like them cut? Sort of long like that?
Yeah, that's good. And maybe just
And a little bit of the
about
mustard and
a
cress.
quarter of those.
So a little bit of the cress leaves, little mustard and cress leaves. And these are just like little baby salad leaves. So you could use any sort of baby salad leaves, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I think that's plenty.
What else are you putting in there?
5 or 6 roasted hazelnuts.
You've taken the skins off these. How did you do that?
You got to roast them first.
Yep.
And then you literally put them in just some paper, rub them, and it just comes off.
Okay, lovely. That's easy.
simple.
Nice and easy, isn't it?
Yeah. So we won't dress that yet. Do that
Okay.
last moment.
Last minute. And why last minute?
Because it wilts. It
It'll
basically
wilt the herbs.
The herbs.
little
The
baby
herbs will
leaves.
just sink, and you won't get the presentation.
Okay, super. So we're nearly there.
Nearly there. Basically, grab a spatula and get it ready. You can see they're just wobbling a little bit.
Let's pop them on here. Oh, look at those. Beautiful. They look lovely. They look like little scones, actually.
Yeah, so we put it on the plate first. Nice
And a little
central.
bit of dressing onto the salad.
Yes, just a tiny little bit. Yeah.
Teaspoon, really.
Yep.
Mix it with my fingers.
Yes, please. You just make a little puddle here and...
Oh, lovely. It's beautiful.
And then we just create some height.
Right. So you're turning it around and
Yep,
putting it into a little peak, and then popping all those lovely herbs on top.
exactly, and you can...
Drop a few hazelnuts around the outside. How lovely.
It's a twice-baked Gruyere soufflé from
Yep.
L'Etoile under Menu Fidel.
Beautiful. Looks absolutely fantastic, Lucas. Thank you so much for showing us
welcome.
that. You impressed?
There we go.